Welcome to Eternia Fact Files. In this series, we'll take a look at some of the questions regarding He-Man and She-Ra and try to answer them from the nitty-gritty to the more general topics. Now, since He-Man and She-Ra have a long history in comics, cartoons, and more, the answers may come from in-universe or from behind the scenes.
Hello, my name is Rob McCallum, and this video's topic is the origins of the Mystic Wall. In the mythos for He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, there are many conflicting canons throughout the years. Most aspects that tend to be forgotten did not work for story purposes, or were otherwise streamlined in other media. For example, there was a brief time when Prince Adam had to run off into a cave to transform into He-Man. Or a one-shot story that made Teela as a clone, which every other official media after it promptly discarded it away faster than a burning stack of Shadow Beast's stung. Among somewhat forgotten things is the Mystic Wall that divides the planet Eternia into a light side and a dark side. Now, some of you might be saying, wait a minute, the Mystic Wall was created by the 2002 cartoon. Or you might be saying it was in Michael Halperin's 80 series Bible. But both are incorrect. Let's take a look at the real origins of the Mystic Wall. First time it's mentioned comes from a 1985 golden hardcover book, I Have the Power, in a paragraph stating, "Once, a long time ago, a wise council ruled the land. All was right, evil lurked on the planet's night side, held back by the Mystic Wall," and then continues, "The council knew evil might break the Mystic Wall." The next time the Mystic Wall played a big part was in the London edition of the Masters of the Universe issues, or the UK Comics, which has the honor of visually depicting the Mystic Wall for the first time. Issue 22 gives the readers a hint about Skeletor's origins, where a dimensional gate led him to Eternia. Once there, he spent years polishing and practicing his magical skills in anticipation of the day when he would break through the Mystic Wall that separated the good and evil areas of Eternia. And issues 52 and 56 showcase it more. In this version, Horde Prime sent Skeletor to Eternia, with Skeletor vowing to smash down the wall, which apparently took Skeletor thousands of years of his concentrated evil energy in one spot of the wall, so he could then break through it. In these said UK comics, the Mystic Wall finally broke down, because Adam transformed into He-Man for the first time, and that the power of Grayskull borrowed some magic from the Mystic Wall, making it weaker for a moment, and that's when Skeletor managed to break through, which would actually be a kind of cool story element, but sadly it was never touched upon. I mean, to see He-Man deal with the fact that he was responsible for Skeletor invading the light side of Eternia, but I digress. So that was the last mention of the Mystic Wall in 1988, and it would take another 13 years before it would surface again. But before that, let's take a look at the Mystic Wall, before it was the Mystic Wall. Which brings us all the way to the start of it all, the mini-comic He-Man and the Power Sword, where Skeletor talks about how he once lived in another dimension, populated with others of my kind, but when the Great Wars, not to be confused with the Great Unrest mind you, opened a hole in the dimensional wall, I was thrown into this world. So the original idea of a barrier between worlds and dimensions comes from the mini-comic. And I hope you remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on more history and origins about He-Man and She-Ra. Make sure you like and hit the bell so you get notified when we upload new content. And in the 1982 series Bible for Filmation, Michael Halperin created Infinita, which will be a video for another time, but basically it's a sister planet to Eternia, though a darker one, where Skeletor lived and had his eyes on a space portal leading directly to Eternia. He knew alone he couldn't break it, but after Evelyn, Beastman, and Triclops arrived on the planet Infinita, he plotted and planned how to break the seal of the space portal. Then it happened. The combined power of Skeletor's evil, Evelyn's sorcery, and Triclops' gamma vision began to melt the seal. Slowly, the space portal opened and Skeletor knew his day had arrived. This whole incident shook the palace as if an earthquake rolled across the land, which prompted the sorceress to contact Man-at-Arms. An evil power greater than any witnessed in all the universe threatens our world. You must come to Castle Grayskull with Prince Adam. There can be no delay. So while the Filmation cartoon didn't use some of the elements in Halperin's Bible,
You what?
a kid's stuff book from 1983 called The Revenge of Skeletor did use the story of Skeletor hailing from Infinita and being held back by a sealed space portal that separated the two worlds. But now, with the aid of his evil helpers, Evelyn, Beastman, and Triclops, Skeletor has broken through the seal in the space portal. And on that note, which version do you like more?
a space portal that separates planet Infinita filled with gruesome monsters and characters from Eternia, or on Eternia itself, a mystic wall that separates the light and dark sides? Let us know in the comments. In the meantime, let's jump back to the early 2000s. When Mattel launched the commemorative line of the Masters of the Universe figures in 2001 to somewhat test the waters before a big reboot, they included in the 5-pack the history and mystery of He-Man. Beyond the farthest galaxies of the universe lies the planet Eternia. Half of Eternia is a beautiful utopia where everyone lives in peace. All evil has been banished to the dark side of the planet, far beyond the ancient Mystic Wall. And that's a pretty cool text, especially mentioning that the Mystic Wall was ancient, giving the impression that evil had been kept at bay for quite some time. In the actual 2002 animated series by Mike Young Productions, the creators were able to use many aspects of the mythos from the world of He-Man, but wisely picking out only certain elements to link to each other for a cohesive narrative. One such element was the concept of the Mystic Wall, though it was no longer an ancient barrier and it didn't take Skeletor thousands of years to break through. In their version, it was created by the Sorceress, who was working with Man-at-Arms, and it held evil on the dark side for roughly 16 to 17 years. No details were explained, though, how the Mystic Wall actually worked, which led a lot of fans, including me, to asking questions like, can't they just fly over it or dig a tunnel underneath it? And the answer to that is,
well, whenever you notice something like that, a wizard did it.
the Mystic Wall was also brought up in the Classics unique story, where it was broken through twice. And you know what? I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on more history and origins about He-Man and She-Ra. Make sure you like and hit the bell so you get notified when we upload new content. And if you haven't already checked it out, be sure to take a look at Power of Grayskull, the definitive history of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe on Everything He-Man and She-Ra, currently available on Amazon too. Thanks again, I'm Rob McCallum.
Thank you for watching Eternia Fact Files, a source of history and origins for Masters of the Universe and Princess of Power. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on future updates, leave a comment what you thought about this video or what topics you'd like to see featured, and share this video as it would help my channel grow. My name is Jukka and I wish you good journey.